already know, man, it's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
Yes, you are. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. Talking sports of all sorts for the next hour here on the Beat 105.5. And we got to get it in because there's always a lot of sports to talk about. First of all, we want to I just want to send out condolences to the Marshawn Neely family there in Dallas, Texas. Sad situation with the Dallas Cowboy defensive end, who actually had a excellent game on Monday night. Unfortunately, took his life, as it seems, from all reports, police reports and everything the other day. Just sad to hear that. And so please keep in mind, if you get into the holiday season, you got all kinds of stuff going on with the SNAP benefits and money's tight and things happening. If you need help, please get to the hotline. Go to a hotline for mental health or suicide prevention hotline. Talk to somebody. Really need to talk to somebody and make sure that everything is all right with you and your family and yourself. Because if it's you all right, then your family going to be all right. So you got to take care of yourself first. And please make sure that you take care of your family. So our condolences go out to the Marshawn Neely family in those regards. And also on a lighter note, it's Squish the Fish week in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills play the Miami Dolphins tomorrow in Fort Lauderdale in Miami, Florida, and there should be a good contest tomorrow. And one of our friends of the show that passed away a few weeks ago, Earl Wilson. I want to dedicate today's show to Earl Wilson. He's a Rochester legend. Another one of the Rochester legends that if you never met Earl Wilson or knew him or been around him or anything of that nature, you really haven't been to Rochester, New York. Owner of Wilson Brothers Contractors, or a very successful contracting business. Matter of fact, they did my kitchen, total rebuild and remodel of our kitchen several years, maybe 5 years ago. Did a great job on the kitchen. His son and them still carrying the business on. For Earl, if you knew him, big Miami Dolphin fan. He always would call me and say, hey, I'm going down to the game in Miami, George. Hey, we're going to be tailgating out here. I'll let you know. He always would give a call on the phone or say, hey, we tailgating in this section here, or if it's in Buffalo. Matter of fact, he contacted me back in July. He said, hey, the Bills play Miami on a Thursday night this year in Buffalo. We're going to be out there tailgating. Rad man, I want you to join us out there. Just a very kind-hearted gentleman, very nice man, family, community-oriented. Did a lot in the Black community. This is a person that definitely in the Black community, people know Earl Wilson. Does an excellent job contracting, but he left us a few weeks ago. And I definitely want to dedicate the show to Earl Wilson, a serious Miami Dolphin fan. He was definitely Dolphin to the heart, always wore their colors, always on his truck and the whole 9 yards. But other than that, just a great man, excellent man in the community with family and friends. So our condolences goes out to the Earl Wilson family, the entire family, and also the brotherhood from the clubhouse. He was also one of the main people in charge of the clubhouse over on Jefferson Avenue. A lot of members of that clubhouse, Charlie Hustle, all these cats came back. That just show you how much Earl Wilson meant to the community, that people came back to Rochester, New York to celebrate his life at his funeral services a couple of weeks ago. So we definitely dedicate the show to Earl Wilson today, and we carry on with our sports talk show. And let's get to it. The Bills versus the Chiefs was an interesting contest last week. I told you right here, I hope you went with me on that was one of my picks last week. The Bills would defeat the Kansas City Chiefs last week. And also the Pittsburgh Steelers getting 4 points. That was another one. I was on fire last week. Hey, toward the end of the show, we'll do the winner's edge. We'll get back to those picks. But I definitely thought the Buffalo Bills would win that game. McDermott just seems to have Andy Reid's number during the regular season. And, of course, we know in the playoffs, Andy Reid usually gets them back with a antagonizing, gruesome win, as they did last year in the playoffs, 32-29. Where the Bills could not make that 4th and 1 play to continue to drive the ball late in that contest. Andy Reid seems to find a way to beat the Bills in the playoffs. We'll see how this goes this year. Bills right now 6-2, going down to Miami. We're gonna have some interviews on what was going on in the locker room. But J-GILLZ, welcome back. Real Deal Sports Show Saturday morning. If it's Saturday morning, you know it's the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5. And J-GILLZ, good morning and welcome. What's going on this morning?
Oh, man, good morning, Rad, man. Another excellent week in sports. So much to talk about. Section 5 went crazy last night with some great games, some excellent games moving forward for next week. Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. We got a couple guests talking Section 5 coming up. We got a call in. James Johnson from the Democratic Chronicle will be calling in shortly. We're definitely going to be talking about the Section 5 playoffs and those upsets, a big upset last night in one of the games last night, as we see. But what's your take on the Bills Kansas City Chiefs contest, J-GILLZ?
Man, I had to tell y'all. Last weekend, I had to eat crow. If you saw my post game on ZealTalkUpstate.com or Zeal Talk Upstate on the Instagram, man, I'm trying to tell you, I was very, very shocked and surprised, to say the least, at how well those young cats in the secondary played. Maxwell Harrison and Cole Bishop, those guys did not allow any. Well, there was a couple of explosive plays, but all together, you know what I mean. That whole defense, from front line to the back end, everybody played well. Sean McDermott definitely diced up an excellent called game, and everybody was just in position to handle business. You got to give credit to that defensive line, AJ Epinesa and crew, the young cat Deontay, the D tackle. Man, everybody, they got pressure on Mahomes. I mean, nobody wants to talk about, and this is what I failed to realize, the three offensive linemen, the three starters that were out for Kansas City. However, that's no excuse. That's no excuse at all. They plummeted Patrick Mahomes all over the place. He couldn't throw down on him. Maxwell Harrison had his first career interception on him. All in all, man, that Buffalo Bills defense came to play. They came to play to handle business. And, this is what happens. It's like history repeating itself. When it's the regular season and it's in Buffalo, the Bills are going to win. I want to see it happen in the postseason, though, Rad, man. And that I still haven't seen.
No, you still haven't seen that. And it's just amazing how the Bills found a way to win. And one factor that was overlooked a little bit in that game, this was the first game ever in Patrick Mahomes' career that he threw for under 50% completion rate in a National Football League game. That's almost unheard of. He threw for under 50%. I think it was 15 of 34 in the game. It's just unbelievable. The greatness. People don't realize how great Patrick Mahomes is. And this guy, Patrick Mahomes, is way above all the other quarterbacks in the National Football League. This guy, he does things on a regular basis that you take for granted that other quarterbacks, man, there's almost all the quarterbacks in the league have a bad game, and they're under 50% completion rate. But for him to be in the league this long, and this is his first game under 50% completion rate, to me, that seals the deal for Mahomes' first ballot. To me, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He don't have to win any more Super Bowls to prove that he's the best quarterback of this era. And there's nobody close. Nobody ain't even sniffing Patrick Mahomes' greatness at this time, J-GILLZ. What do you think? You agree or disagree on that, on my comment?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't think anybody was ever questioning that to begin with. I mean, the man he's incredible. He's a multiple-time MVP, multiple-time Super Bowl MVP. We've even seen, in the rest, this we've seen this before. The way to beat Patrick Mahomes is to get pressure on him. They weren't able to run the ball effectively like they normally like to. They definitely were missing Isaiah Pacheco. They didn't have that balanced offense attack. He was through for under 50% for the first time in his career because they couldn't run the ball at all. The Bills stopped the run completely. They limited him to passing, and they were able to get to him. But yes, the greatest of Patrick Mahomes, he is a great quarterback, probably the greatest quarterback playing in the NFL right now. I don't think there's any question about it. But he's gonna have to, if he wants to get back to the bowl, it's like he's gonna have to go back through Buffalo, and that's gonna be another tough one. So that was a tough loss there, but ultimately it's Patrick Mahomes. He's the GOAT. You're gonna have to knock him down. He ain't just gonna fall off.
Exactly, man. Because I mean, he did all he could to win the game, but the Bills' pressure was too much. They were able to force him out of the pocket, and they didn't allow him to run. They didn't allow him. They stayed in their lanes, and they were able to sack him and make some key plays. Michael Hoyt made a lot of good plays. The Bills are gonna miss Michael Hoyt, the free agent that came in injured. He was injured, and he ruptured his Achilles, so he's done for the year. He had a great game this week, and also last week in Carolina. I thought he had a very good game there in Carolina as well. But first, BacSpin, we're going to go to the interview on the Bills offensive lineman that's an unsung hero, O'Cyrus Torrence, the Bills left guard. This guard, he's been phenomenal ever since he's been. Torrence to say about the win on Sunday.
Josh Allen on a day, 23 for 26. James Cook over 100 yards on the ground, got good balance. And it's all tested to what you guys do up front. So what's some of the things that Coach Cromer was telling you guys on how to attack with some good balance?
Don't lean. A lot of things we talk about this week is don't lean. We all strong and powerful, so there's no reason for us to lean and throw our head. Just play long, use our hands, and I feel like the way our offense set up, if we play long, use our hands, and keep the guys away from us and don't get no penetration, it gives Josh and James all the time they need to do whatever they need, and I feel like they took advantage of that.
And I know when it's a closeout situation, you got to run the ball. How much do you guys really dig deep to make sure you can close the game out in the right fashion?
We take pride in it, man. Even though we won, I feel like offensively we still kind of let the defense down by having them go back on the field at the end of the game right there. I feel like we need to be able to get better and go back in and look at film, be able to finish it off right there. Like, we had 4 minutes left and they got the ball back with 33 seconds. That's still too much for Pat Mahomes. If they had a timeout, who knows what happened. So I feel like we can definitely get better at finishing the game in 4-minute situations.
Big win. How do you build off such a win like this?
Absolutely. We go in and look at the small details. Don't overlook the small thing. If we did it right, we did it wrong. We just go in and look at it, treat it like the regular week and celebrate it now, but go back to work and be ready to like kind of erase it and start over again next week.
How do you mentally prepare for a game like this? You have a big game this week. Next week you go up against a 2-win team, and how do you get yourself mentally ready to go up against that team, which is the Dolphins?
Yeah, you just tell yourself. I mean, it's a division rivalry. Like, we just know every team plays hard, especially after a win like that. We just know they're gonna play us hard. So I feel like everybody on the team are going to be like in that mind frame of, we just won, but we know how the Dolphins like to play us. Divisional rival, like, they're gonna want to come out there and put an L on our record and make their season like it's their Super Bowl. So we just got to go into it knowing that and be ready to go.
Does it seem like all the teams that you're playing seem like everybody wants to give you their best shot?
It kind of does feel like that. I mean, we welcome a challenge, but I feel like every team kind of does come after us. We got an X on our back, which is, I mean, we welcome it.
Right, thank you.
On the read option.
There you go, J-GILLZ, man. So O'Cyrus Torrence, man, he's a forgotten man on that offensive line, but man, he does a lot of the dirty work. They were running behind them. They were running Cook behind him exclusively. He and Spencer Brown a lot last week. J-GILLZ, your comments?
Oh, man, I wouldn't say he's forgotten. I mean, I think he's a keystone on that offensive line. He hasn't missed a game since he's been drafted, 2-3 years ago now? 3 years ago?
Yes.
Started as a rookie and never looked back. He's holding down that right side, him and Spencer Brown. And that's the type of grit and player that you need, especially going into these long postseason runs that they're trying to do. You need that consistency coming from a guy like that, somebody who, and we all see the recipe for success in Buffalo is running the ball. The 2 key losses that they had this season, the 2 losses, back-to-back losses, they were not able to get a ground game going. O'Cyrus Torrence, he's big, he's physical, he's opening up every lane for James Cook, and I'm telling you right now, James Cook owe him about 12 steak dinners this season. That's how great he's been playing thus far. I mean, he's holding up J.A., and he's making sure that my man's is running the ball all over the place, James Cook. So you got to give him credit. And Spencer Brown, that whole right side has been playing phenomenal football.
Yes, and Spencer Brown back from the playing, he was drafted low. He fell in the draft because of his back injuries. The Bills have gotten more than they bargained for with Spencer Brown. His back still flares up from time. He misses a game every now and then. But man, when he's in there, man, he's 6'8". This guy is huge, man.
Big dude. He's a big dude.
Yeah, big man, and man, they open up some lanes for Cook, and Cook is taking advantage of it. Ray Davis is starting to get his legs under him, and so is Ty Johnson in that game. All 3 backs contributed running the football, which was really good to see.
But I do believe that O'Cyrus made an excellent point when you talk about that offense. That offense was not able to close out that game with 4 minutes to go as the Chiefs did bring it down to just a 1-touchdown game. 4 minutes to go, and we saw this in the past, and I think this could be an Achilles heel for the team. Sean McDermott has not been able to close down these close games in the clutch. 4 minutes to go, James Cook running the ball like he is. You should be able to run it out, get it down to the 2-minute warning. And they got it down to 33 seconds. We got to give them credit where credit is due. But ultimately, I do think that the Bills need to find something. They need to find more of a spark in that passing game. Against Kansas City, they were able to exploit those mismatches with Dalton Kincaid. He had a big game, those tight ends. They got back to throwing the ball to the tight end, got in that 12 personnel, and was able to make motion that way. But they still are missing that explosiveness. We saw the Chiefs not have a good game. We saw the Chiefs get pummeled on the offensive line and defensive line, but when we saw Mahomes under pressure. But we also saw them to make big plays when it mattered. If you looked at that second half and then right before halftime, that 2-minute drive down the field, man, I mean, they just explosive play after explosive play. I have not seen the Bills been able to do that. And that's going to be a key piece that I don't see any explosiveness, especially in the receiving corps or with their pass catchers, that says the Bills can score when it matters. They controlled the game. They had great pace, great running. They controlled the game, but when it comes to them just being able to score, they still struggle. Last week against Carolina, they were able to put up 40. This week they was able to put some 28. But I still think that the Bills are missing a piece, and they really missed a key opportunity to add a playmaker at the trade deadline, and that could come back to bite them in the second half of the season.
Absolutely. You just said a mouthful right there. Hey, let's go to the interview with Keon Coleman, the Bills, one of the Bills wide receivers. Let's hear what Keon Coleman had to say after the game.
What was the key today for your offense?
Really establishing, the line of scrimmage, run and pass, and execute.
Okay, and how's it going for you with this season? How would you say things are coming along?
Pretty good, capitalizing on my opportunities, blocking for my teammates, being a great teammate, and making the plays.
Mm-hmm. And what did you learn last year from when you were injured and then came back later? What did you learn from that, being down for a while with that injury?
Some of the things is out of your control. So you got to do what you got to do to get back healthy. And like I said, make the plays when your name is called.
And make the plays. That's the key. Yeah. Practicing now as you get later into the season, you just got to be able to be mentally strong and ready to go.
Yeah, make the plays. It's simple.
It's that simple.
That's what we get paid to do, make plays.
Make plays. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Keon Coleman got to make some plays. Ever since he was injured, he hasn't still been back to that level he was when he first started with the Bills. Everybody was talking about trading, getting somebody at the deadline. So Keon Coleman is a guy that definitely needs to improve, and we need to see a hell of a lot more from Keon Coleman as the season continues down the road with 9 more regular season games to go. BacSpin, let's hear what Elijah Moore had to say. Bill's slot receiver that's starting to come in the last 2 games. Elijah Moore has shown up. Let's hear what he has to say about the upcoming season.
From training camp to now, I know it looks like each week the Bills are now starting to look for you more often. And the offensive, are they starting to set plays up for you as well in practice?
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to handle my business whenever my number's called.
Yeah, what does it take to win each week, to beat a team like a Kansas City and come back after the win at Carolina and then this week? What does it take to do this week in and week out?
It takes 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? Like a team like that, you can't think that you got the game in a lot just because you are. The most dangerous position to be in is a 2-touchdown lead, so you really got to keep your foot on the gas and just, especially with them, you got to play off 4 quarters.
Absolutely. And for you, how's it involved with what you kept getting in? Look like you running a lot of slants and things of that nature.
Yeah. I'm just, whenever my number's called, I'm just trying to get my dollar.
Absolutely. One last question. Where do you go from here for next week? How do you get ready for the Dolphins?
Keep the foot on the gas. If there's no opponent, we got to go to Miami and handle business.
All right.
Appreciate it.
There you go. That was Elijah Moore, Bills slot receiver, who's starting to make a name for it. He said, really, I was impressed with him in the Carolina game, and he also had some excellent receptions on crossing patterns. And that's what you need when your receivers can't break containment and get wide, get open quickly enough. You do those slant patterns, you do those jumbo plays where you have 3 receivers on one side, and then they just kind of go in and try to slant. Crisscrossing type patterns, and he was open a lot. The Bills caught him, and Allen has been looking for him in that Carolina game a week ago, and he came under some nice passes, nice receptions in this past game, J-GILLZ. I think they have some talent that can get the job done. It's just not coming from the people we think they're going to come from, like Keon Coleman. His one-word answers ain't going to get it on the field. He got to get some one-word pass receptions and make some receptions as we broadcast live from the Rock Palm Broker Studios each and every Saturday morning here on Real Deal Sports Show. Coleman got to step his game up, man. Okay, you don't want to answer the questions a whole lot. You're not a talkative guy. Hey, man, give us the one-word answer, but give us some action on the field. Right, J-GILLZ?
You're not lying, but we're going to see. It's going to have to come from as consistently. Yeah, that's the thing. In the times that matter the most. And we have yet to see it, but you know what? It's a new day, and you never know what can happen.
Exactly. And we listen. Morris Thompson on the Beltway is with us again. Neska is with us as well. Boy, we got a lot going on. Morris said the Bills better be careful. Close out the end. To start to prevent things from happening on their way will prevent you from winning. Teams that get careful. So you're right. The Bills can't get too careful. Kevin Cheeks is out here. And Nestor Walker, all on the listening up. But hey, everybody's up this weekend, J-GILLZ. People had it this sun. Maybe it's that bright sunshine that come out a little early. The clock that moved. What did we do? Move the clock back, right? We moved it back. Fall back. Fall back. And then in the spring, we move ahead. So falling back, we got a lot of people up this morning. And added, thank you for falling back the clock. And thank all of our listeners and viewers on like, comment, and subscribe to the show on YouTube and Facebook at Real Deal Sports Show. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And I want to get one more interview in before we leave out of the Bills right now. Let's hear from Fedarian Mathis. This is a guy I've been promoting for the last 3-4 weeks. The Bills finally moved him up to the active roster this week. Let's hear what he had to say after the Kansas City Chiefs game.
All right. How was it out there getting back in? Because you were in the New England game. And how's it coming along, learning the system?
It's coming along good, man. Just being around great guys. I'm just happy to be here. Just keep taking advantage of the opportunities that's coming my way. Man, it's been amazing since I just arrived on.
Yeah, you came about 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
yeah, it's been a good minute ago, about a month. So it's been good, man. Just getting in here, playing with great guys, man. Great locker room, man. It's just been great.
You went to Commanders previously, right?
I started with the Commanders.
Okay, and who else have you been with?
I went with the Jets over for camp, and then left there and came here and picked me up on the practice squad.
Okay, and how's the system going so far?
How's it learning the Bills system? I've been learning the system. Just being in the film room with my coaches, man. They've been keeping me on everything. They make sure, I'm up to date on everything. And just, it's just all about a want to. You gotta want to know this stuff and just be ready when your name is called.
Absolutely. And with the Kansas City Chiefs, did they show you anything different from what you saw on film today?
Most definitely, man. Those guys was real tough up front, man. We had to dig deep, and just
what makes them so tough?
I'll just say they play together. They play together good. As a front, as an O-line, they play great up front. Just playing as a whole, those guys are great up front. That's all I can really say about them.
All right. And for you, where do you go from here? For going up next week at the Dolphins coming up?
Man, just like I say, just got to be ready with my name called. No matter what, just stay ready, keep working hard, and, just stay patient.
Do you know when they're going to elevate you? Do you have an idea that you might get elevated from the practice squad to the lineup?
You just never know, man. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready. Stay on 10 toes, man. You got to be ready because, we got a lot of great guys on this team, and you just got to be ready for the opportunity.
Absolutely. He's waited his opportunity, J-GILLZ. The guy's been coming through, making plays on that defensive front. I thought Zion Loge is all out of elevation. So if for Zion Loge to play, they're going to have to move him up. And it's interesting that they moved Fedarian Mathis up ahead of Zion Loge. I thought that was the right move. I've been calling for that move 2-3 weeks after Ed Oliver's injury. I have been calling for them to move Fedarian Mathis up from the practice squad, which I think was an excellent, better sooner than later. They're going to need him down the stretch. Hopefully they don't acquire any more injuries on their defensive front. TJ Sanders is out, Ed Oliver out, Now Michael Hoyt out as the edge rusher. Bills got a lot of injuries this year. That's what happens when you keep messing around and don't get to that Super Bowl. Eventually, the injury bug is gonna hit you. It's hitting the Bills and it's hitting a hell of a lot of other teams throughout the league. J-GILLZ, correct?
Oh man, it's absolutely. That's why you have to give credit and kudos to those teams like the Indianapolis Colts, sitting at number one, like the Denver Broncos. It's been a very unlikely group of teams this year. It's not the regular teams. It's not the big three, as we like to call it, Mahomes, Jackson, and Burrow. Actually, the Bills are actually sitting in the wild card, and the Ravens and the Chiefs aren't even in the playoffs. You got the Broncos sitting in the 1 seed. You got the Colts with only 2 losses on the season. You got the Patriots with only 2 losses on the season. It's a very unlikely bunch of folks. And in the NFC, you're looking at the Eagles sitting at 6-2, and they've also made some moves. Most notably, Jalen Phillips of the Miami Dolphins getting traded over there, reconnecting with Vic Fangio, his old defensive coordinator from 2 years ago. And then you got a plethora of other teams, making those moves like Seattle. Nobody saw Seattle coming. You got Seattle. You got these teams. Green Bay with 2 losses on the season. So, it's really been, the injury bug. It's always going to be around. But guess what? When somebody else is injured, it's always going to be another team ready to go. It's always going to be another team ready to go. And that's what we're seeing in the NFL right now. Teams ready to go. We're in week 10. We're in week 10, man. Still 8 more weeks to go. But in week 10, we're seeing a lot of change in the NFL right now. A lot of change, a lot of parity with some of these lower teams actually coming to play this season.
And J-GILLZ, the big thing these lower teams have in common is they have young players, man. They had guys, their draft picks, or they traded for some younger guys. A lot of these guys, Indianapolis has a very young team. They're playing Denver as a young squad. They're making the picks of their draft pick. Remember, the Bills have had five years now to get to the Super Bowl. They still haven't got there under Josh Allen, man. This Josh Allen's 8th year with the Bills. It's like, come on, man. How many years you going to give McDermott and Bean, and then Bean unable to talk to him? I keep telling you, he loves talking to Carolina Panthers. If he can't make a deal with the Panthers, it seems like he can't make a deal with anybody. How can you not get Rashid from the New Orleans Saints, man, the wide receiver? How you don't get him? He could be a punt returner and a wide receiver for you, man. What? How you don't? And he's only got $2.1 million left on his salary. They cleared money from Teron Johnson. If you ain't got $2.1 million to spend on a free agent that could help your team, what are you talking about? Oh, nobody wanted to trade with me. Oh, I was talking to the Dolphins and the Jets. Of course, the Dolphins and the Jets not going to give you anything. They're in your division. They don't want to see you win the division again. They sick of you, man. You think they're going to trade somebody? You think Sauce Gardner coming to Buffalo? Bean, I couldn't believe those comments he made at the press conference the other day. Brandon Bean, man, I've been telling you the whole time. He's a good dude, good man. He does what he can, but he's not an elite general manager. Because you can't call down to New Orleans and work a deal with the Saints or somebody, man, to get somebody in here. Come on, man. But to Bean's expense, though, that 13-second game from 2021, that wasn't Bean's fault. Bean had the team on the field. They had the players. That's the head coach, man. You lose in 13 seconds to the Chiefs. That was one of the Bills' Super Bowl season. And then last year, you lose 32-29 because you couldn't execute the tush push or the quarterback sneak or whatever you want to call it. Josh Allen's too big and too tall. You see over the top grabbing a hold of his shoulder pads, man. The man is too tall to do that. That's why it's perfect for Jalen Hurts. He's a smaller quarterback. He can get down underneath the lineman, underneath his center, and it's hard to even get a hold of him until by the time you get a hold of him, he's in the end zone if it needs like a yard or a half a yard or 2 yards or something like that. But he's just perfectly fit for the tush push. And you can't. You saw teams were stopping the Chiefs and was stopping them again barely, man. He barely got in the end zone on the touchdown Sunday. So it's not all Bean's fault. But Bean is not the guy. I tell you, he's not one of the top GMs when it comes to dealing with all the teams. You should have went to New Orleans and got that deal. As soon as I heard he was available, man, come on, man. That's a no-brainer. $2.1 million left on his contract for this season, and you couldn't pull the string on it? Man, that got me looking cross-eyed at you, Brandon Bean. I mean, what? Hey, man, what's up? Hey, man, you can't make that deal? I can understand not dealing with your division, but that's how we said how it goes. I see the Fanatic joining us. I believe we have a caller calling in. BacSpin, I believe James Johnson might be calling in on the phone line. I believe he's texted me, say he has been calling in. James Johnson from Democrat and Chronicle newspaper. Definitely should be calling in shortly with his high school update. But
hold on, let me check.
Okay. He's checking on that.
The Beat 105.5, you're live on the air. Who's this?
James Johnson with the Democrat Chronicle.
Perfect.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, live on the air. Live on the air.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
James, I just want to ask you from your article in Friday's paper, how did you know Pittsburgh was going to going to pull the upset over Rush Henrietta? Penfield, excuse me, Penfield. How did you know Penfield was going to pull that upset last night?
I didn't. But they and a couple other teams have really turned things around. You talk to some of the coaches on the staff. You watch, how some of their games have unfolded, and you see the potential for an upset. I mean, Penfield is on a roll right now, and we're talking about a team that was 1-4.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they started off the season 1-4, and they're not even the team who had the most rockiest start in Class AA. McQuaid was 0-6.
Mm-hmm.
If they win today, McQuaid is in the final, playing Penfield.
Wow.
Did you predict that, George?
No, man. That's what happened, man. It looked like it went upside down, man, this year with the top team. Man, what do you think? What do you see going to happen with these games today?
Oh, I think McQuaid beats Pittsburgh and goes into the final. What was who else is on the lineup today? I'm zeroed in on that because that's where I'm going.
That's where you're going to be at later today?
Yes, Southern.
Okay. Yep. And I see Huntington Falls beat Batavia last night. So Huntington Falls will play Monroe next week. What do you think? How's that going to get? And Huntington Falls played Monroe. Gave them a tough game when they played earlier in the season.
Yeah, my understanding was that lasted for about a half. I think HFL is better than it was, but Monroe, I think Monroe can. It's crossing my mind that Monroe can beat some of these AA teams here.
Okay.
Or let alone A. I'd like to see what would happen if you put them on the field. In a one-game scenario. With McQuaid, Penfield, Pittsburgh, even Rush. I mean, that's how much talent Monroe has.
They have, yes. And Brighton pulled the win out last night as well. Yes, go ahead.
And to that point, James, just real quick, you're talking about all the teams in Section 5 right now. Obviously, you talked about Monroe, you talked about Rush and Henrietta, McQuaid coming out of nowhere. Wow. To start 0-6 and have a chance to win a section, it was just going to be phenomenal. Who do you think has the best chance, or do you think any of these teams have a chance after sectionals to really make it to states and make some noise?
It's hard to predict. You don't know what's on the other side, but Monroe has circled this this time of year for months, if not a year. They've mentioned Maine Enwell and some other top level Class B schools in the state. They were already looking at states a while ago, for sure. AA, again, you don't know, what Section 6 has or what have you, but I would be surprised if our AA team made a long run. Brighton could do it, but they have to get past East High. And East High is playing pretty good ball right now. I mean, they're not giving up any points. I wonder, when they play tougher teams, will they be able to score enough? But I mean, 34 points in the sectional final is pretty good. But
Great.
Class C, Alexander Pembroke out there. Two communities with decent traditions of football have combined together, so they might be able to do something too. I mean, nobody's been able to touch them in Class C. They 6 shutouts this year. They kind of look like Monroe a couple years ago. Class D, I maybe Avon, but Avon still has to win D. So we'll see.
Wow. All right. Well, James, I want to thank you for taking your time out.
And that's it. That's the rundown right there.
That is a rundown. And James, we're gonna have you back next week on the show to give us a follow-up leading into the next games after today. So, hey, you're going to be out there today covering it for the Democrat Chronicle. How many years you been covering high school sports for the DNC?
Full time since 1996, and I started working for what used to be called Gannett in 1994.
Wow. Man, you done outlived the company, man. You outlived the company work-wise, man. But people check out your column, and they can check. And what's the website that people can go to check out your columns as well as the newspaper?
Just DemocratChronicle.com. Just spell out the word, the political party, the word and Chronicle, CHRONICLE.
Right.
I mean, Justin, my coworker or co-writer, Justin Rittel, he's on it too, man. We've been living this, so so I encourage people to read his articles also.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We'll have you on again next week with an update. James Johnson from the Democrat and Chronicle newspaper. Thank you for coming on Real Deal Sports Show.
All right. Yep. Give me a call. I'll be there.
All righty. J-GILLZ, who that segment was brought to you by?
Man, Advantage Federal Credit Union, AdvantageFCU.org, auto loans, student checking accounts, Visa cards, and much more. Lowest interest rates in the town. Definitely, hey, all you high school kids out there, it's a lot to save up for. Open up that student checkings account and make sure you're saving for you got graduation, you got college right around the corner. Get your own refrigerator this holiday season. You feel me? So start it up, save it up at AdvantageFCU.org.
Absolutely. And of course, we can't forget our award-winning Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance. Give her a call, 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give her a call, 585-360-0094. We have the Fanatic joining us, but we also have Bilal. I want to get Bilal in as well. Bilal, you were at the game last night, right? Russian Ritter beat down last night.
Yeah, I was unfortunately on the side of the losing team. And I say unfortunately because Coach Bruce Johnson and the group of kids he's put together this year and what they had on the field. If it had not been for injuries, you asked, and before I go any further, let me give Mr. Johnson his flowers. Again, you asked him when he's been around. As I shared with you last night, I remember Mr. Johnson when he was on the sidelines, checking out games when I was in high school. So, it was amazing to just kind of hear him, share and just, again, talk about all the years he's been around. But injuries, and that's why you play the game. The injuries have such an impact on the game. they have a younger roster in some areas. Their starting quarterback for Rush Henrietta is a junior, and he went down a few weeks ago against Pittsburgh with a really tough shoulder injury. So his younger brother was filling in as the primary for the primary quarterback responsibilities, and unfortunately, I feel like they Rush played a game not to lose as opposed to going out there to win. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like, the play calling, like they weren't as, open with the playbook as they had been when Brendan Mangoni was out there, for them at 100%. He was out there at safety, and doing what he could. Actually came up with a huge interception at one point during the game, but his presence was definitely missed at quarterback. They're way more spread the ball around when he's there. They have an amazing running back and group of guys who can touch the ball. Amani Wagstaff, number 3, Xavier Cox, number 1, Noah, number 4. You got Kendrick Jackson, number 5. They're loaded with talent, but and they asked, it was a tall task to ask a true a freshman to come in and now take this team where its goals were set for the beginning of the season, and you asked the question, could there have been a team that from Section 5 that challenged at the state level at full strength and full health? I believe Rush Henrietta could have done that. I don't want to take anything away from Penfield. I don't make it a habit of disagreeing with someone with as many years as Mr. Johnson, but I think Pittsburgh should win the day against McQuaid. I'm planning on being there as well. That's where I'll be. And that to me would be the better of the two matchups, would be Pittsburgh and Penfield. Penfield's got a junior running back in Zane. That is, he is tough. This young man, it's taken six and seven guys to bring him down. He ran the ball like a madman last night. Mm-hmm. They've got a 6'5" tight end. This young man, they have all the pieces to really, everyone looks at the 1-4 start, but the 1-4 start was they had some guys who weren't back healthy yet. So, Zane gets back inserted in the lineup later in the season, and now they go on this run. And I guess that's the beauty of the sectionals now. And everyone makes the sectionals. So if you start out slow, if you've got guys returning from injuries, you can get hot at the right time, and it changed the fortunes of your season. So I think this will be a good game today. I'm excited to see McQuaid in Pittsburgh.
And it's glad to see Section 5 sports continue to grow and continue to be of its importance in the marketplace here in Rochester, New York.
Absolutely.
And you got and Monroe leading the charge next week against HFL. That should be another good game. And like you said, you said earlier, for Monroe, it's state championship or bust, correct?
Absolutely. Of course, they'll celebrate the wins en route. But that team, like, there's teams where you set your goal at, we'd like to get a chip this year at the Section 5 level. We want a brick. But for Monroe, a brick would be just that's the basement of their expectations. They believe that they have a team that have every bit of what it takes to win a state championship. And I do follow. I have been kind of keeping my eye on what's going on around the state a little bit. Maine Inwell isn't what they were last year. Health Science from out of Buffalo, they've moved up a class, so they're not, you know what I mean? Monroe won't have to go through them.
Okay.
You know, so listen, it's the chips have fallen. Now knowing Monroe like I do, they would rather play Hellsides because they want all the smoke. Monroe wants all the smoke. They want it. You know, you said Mr. Johnson, you and Mr. Johnson were talking about possibly, you know, like a one-off between Monroe wants whoever, whenever, wherever. That is their mentality and their mindset. And to the point of, you know, he talked about how much talent they have. That's also a byproduct of coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we say attitude reflects leadership. That leadership and that mindset starts from the top. You know, Coach Terrell Cunningham, you know, Greg Hopkins and those guys, they are the mindset that they instill. And what they have now is a program that's built on a culture. You don't have young guys at the varsity level with Monroe who aren't locked in and all in on the system that they're running in the habits that they practice winning habits, and they don't, you know, their expectations are to perform at a very high level, and so that for me is why I feel like they're poised to make a state championship run. And
before I let you go, someone says watch out for New Hartford or Syracuse City School too. You familiar with any of those schools?
Yeah. They so New Hartford, they've been playing tough this year. I've caught a couple. So I mess around and I get the Max Prep and Hulu. I mean Huddle subscription. So when I see, so it allows me to keep an eye on those teams. And Syracuse does have some you know, Henniger, Corcoran, those schools are always, you know, you got CBA out of Syracuse, and so it won't be a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination. But I think on a neutral field, Monroe can compete with anybody across the state. And I would say that's from Class AA to wherever, you know, wherever they are that well coached and they're that well prepared.
Wow. Thank you so much. You're the guru on it, Bilal Smith. We appreciate you coming on Real Deal Sports Show. You know we're going to have you on again as we continue the sectionals, possibly on a weekly basis as we get it in. Because I didn't know who that New Hartford. I thought it was a hockey team. Who's that New Hartford, man? Like, man,
keep an eye out for him.
Keep an eye out on it for sure. And thank you for that comment. Whoever sent that in for watch out for New Hartford or Syracuse City School. Thank you so much for listening to Real Deal Sports Show as well. And Bilal, we'll have you on again next week.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
All right. You have yourself a great day. And thank you so much for being a part of Real Deal Sports Show.
Man, anytime. You rad, man. J-GILLZ, Fanatic, BacSpin. Much love.
All righty.
Much love.
Much love. Yes, indeed. And we go to the winner's edge. We're going to wrap up the winner's edge here. J-GILLZ, you got a lot going on this weekend with your picks and seeing who's who. J-GILLZ, I'm going to tell you about last week. I told people about Kansas City, the Bills on Kansas City, the Steelers with the 4 points against the Indianapolis Colts, and they didn't need the points that they ended up actually blowing them out, winning by almost 10 points in that game last week. But that's last week. Let's get to this week. What we got going, Jets and Cleveland, -2. I like the Browns defense. The Jets just had a fire sale. Brandon Beane, I guess. Brandon Beane, hey, the article, if you read the article in the newspaper or his notes, Brandon Beane said he called the Jets. He didn't get it was no response at all. No. I just can't believe he thought he could get Sauce Gardner.
2 first-round picks.
What's that?
The Jets came up 2
Yeah.
first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. I thought, to me, that was I wasn't expecting him to go for 2 first-round picks, but they absolutely got all they needed back with trading their young stars. Quentin Williams to the Cowboys netted another first-round pick. So for them to trade their way those 2 stars and net 3 first-round picks over these next 2 drafts, to me, man, I'm telling you right now, Aaron Glenn comes from Detroit. We all saw with Detroit how they were able to build that team up with that good draft that they had, and now they're getting all the capital they need to make a good run and build those foundational pieces. But Sauce Gardner for those 2 picks, I didn't see that one coming. And Brandon Bean would have been a fool to give up 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, in my opinion. So did he really get fleeced, or did he? I mean, I wouldn't have been answering those calls either. Come on, man.
No, I wouldn't either. Nothing like that. But that New Orleans one, I would have made the deal in a heartbeat to bring that young man up here from New Orleans. I thought he could definitely make a difference with the Bills team for sure. But I like Cleveland in this game. Buffalo, Miami, J-GILLZ, your Dolphins, they having a somewhat fire sale. I don't like the mood. They, like you said last week, the owner is probably looking to lose more games. So I'm taking the Bills to cover the 10 points or 8-point spread of that game. Tampa Bay, New England. I think Tampa Bay coming off the bye week, they'll have a beatdown ready for New England. New England's played. They haven't had their bye yet. They're getting 3 points going to Tampa. Tampa coming off a well-rested Tampa team for a week off. I think Tampa will cover that spread. Arizona getting 7 at Seattle. I like Arizona. They might even pull the upset because for some reason Seattle doesn't play well at home this year, but they go on the road and they kick butt when they get on the road. And I like the over of that Seattle-Arizona game as well. Check the over out. San Francisco getting 4. I like the 4-point spread there. If you want to check them all out, check them out on RealDealSportsShow.com. Sounds like BacSpin is back with us. BacSpin. I like the RealDealSportsShow.com. Check the website out. Kimmy does it best. She gets our website together each and every week, and she makes it happen for us on the show. And last but not least, a new advertiser, J-GILLZ. Experience award-winning authentic Indian food and a warm, inviting atmosphere. Experience Dahlia of India. Come check them out for the lunch buffet. 11:30 to 2 p.m. daily, and dinner is served from 4:40 to 8:30 p.m. 3259 South Winton Road in the Wynn Jeff Plaza. Man, if you like Indian food, or if you haven't even tried it, I guarantee you, the Radman and his family, we throw down when we go down to that buffet at the Wynn Jeff Plaza at Dahlia of India. Check it out. Sample the different dishes they have. And I tell you, ooh, it's so good, J-GILLZ.
And if you want to be a sponsor, all you got to do is hit up Radman or J-GILLZ, and we could definitely make it happen for you. One of the most popping sports shows each and every Saturday morning. Man, I'm telling you, we got some Super Bowl coming up. So if you want to sponsor, lock it in now. Lock it in now at these great rates, and we'll make it happen for you. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Gotta get in on the ground floor. That's what you're telling them, J-GILLZ. Gotta get in on the ground floor.
Trying to tell them, BacSpin. Get it in now. Get it in now. Lock it in.
No doubt. Another great Real Deal Sports Show. Thank you, my brothers, for coming with not knowing or not telling you what you heard, but telling us what you know, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, fellas. Y'all have a great weekend.
Much love.
Keep it where you need it, Roxy. That's the Real Deal Sports Show.
Go ahead and do your thing up.
No doubt, Rad, man. Every Saturday, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all know what it is, man. The Back in Time Mix Show is on the way. Keeping it classic for you and yours every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. It's the Beat.